Well, clearly you can see what I see, which is a really nice sweet potato here. When you have a small garden plot, taking advantage of vertical space is so important.
Guten gardening, everybody. Well, the clock is ticking on the time that I have left to get these harvests in. And today, I've really got to tackle this sweet potato harvest. Now, this past winter, we decided to overwinter some of our sweet potato greens. We cut a couple off, we used those to create slips, and then indoors, we grew some sweet potatoes in a GreenStalk. And they did okay, but we wanted to see what the difference would be growing these sweet potatoes in a GreenStalk vertical garden outdoors.
Now, before I get started with this harvest, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the GreenStalk vertical gardening system, we have here an original GreenStalk garden. The original system is made up of 5 10-inch tiers. Each of these tiers has 6 pockets for your vegetables to grow in.
And one of the things that sets the GreenStalk apart from a lot of the other vertical gardens is this one. We just water at the top.
And because of the hole in the center and these little holes all around at each level, we're able to allow that water to flow the entire length of this system all the way to the bottom. So it makes watering a lot simpler.
Now, as you can probably see, these look a little worse for the wear. We've got to get these out of the ground, so no more delay. Let me go ahead and disassemble the GreenStalk so we can get our harvest started. Now, we don't have any sweet potatoes in this top tier, so I can just pull this one off just like so.
In the top tier, in addition to a couple of summer squash that we grew, we also have some beans in here that haven't died back yet. There's a couple of small ones still on there, and we had a couple dwarf tomato plants in here, some tiny Tims. All right, let me take this watering dish out of here. You can see the angle there of the center hole. That's what allows the water to flow into each of these catch trays and then continue on their journey down below. And then the little holes at each of these pockets is what enables us to water out into the trays, the tiers below. So take a look at the thickness of the stem here. You know, a lot of times I see these thicker stems, I'm thinking there's probably some decent production in there, but it's gonna be really interesting to see the difference between the natural sunlight and the light that we had on them in our grow room.
Now, we chose the original version of the GreenStalk to grow these sweet potatoes in because it has 10-inch tiers and we want a little bit more depth. The leaf version has 7-inch tiers and you get 7 of those. There's also a version that has 5 tiers, but 7 tiers of the shorter version. But again, for sweet potatoes and root crops, we decided to go with the 10-inch original.
Well, I was just gonna disassemble these, but I'm wondering if these vines are gonna be tangled a little bit. So I think what I'm gonna do is just cut my vines back first before I disassemble so I don't pull anything out of these tiers.
Now, I've got this turned upside down, but another thing we're going to be looking at is how well each tier does. Would it be possible that the top tier does the best or the bottom tier does the best? We're about to find out. All right, this is the first look. You're seeing it before I do. Oh, yeah, let's get in here.
Well, clearly you can see what I see, which is a really nice sweet potato here. That's the first one. There's a couple of them in here. But before we get to that, look at all of the roots that we have all along here. I mean, this sweet potato chose to grow right along the base of that top tier. We'll see what else is in here. And you know, I'm just getting started with this sweet potato harvest, and suddenly, yeah, that's not my hand. Our gardener in training said, you can't do that without me. Well, she's probably right. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna grab each side gently and we're gonna just pull it back and see what's in each one of these pockets. Now, we did put a sweet potato plant or slip in each pocket. Here, let's look on this side. And so we'll see what we end up getting overall. Well, we definitely know this isn't going to be the trend of the harvest, at least not in the first tier. Oh, what's that? We got a little ladybug in here. That's my favorite garden bug right there. I love those ladybugs. All right, let's get back to the harvest. Now, one of the questions we had to ask ourselves was, should we have one of these slips in every single pocket of the tier? Well, we'll see what that looks like in terms of overall results. But I'm just digging in here, trying to loosen this mix up right now. I see lots of smaller roots, but of course we already know we definitely have, oh, look over here. What do we got? We have a couple nicer ones. These are, ooh, these are really nice These are our Beauregard sweet potatoes. That's the variety we have right here. These are Beauregard. Beauregard has performed pretty well for us so far. It's got that nice reddish skin, that deep orange flesh inside. It's a really tasty, tasty sweet potato. I tell you what, I'm just getting started with this harvest. I can't wait to get to this one. I'm kind of delaying gratification here. I'm gonna let my daughter pull this one out as well. Here, let's get over here. You wanna pull this one out?
Yeah.
See the big one there? Yeah, kind of delaying gratification. But one of the things that we've talked about in the past is that when you have a small garden plot, and we definitely have a small garden area, taking advantage of vertical space is so important. So that's one of the things that these GreenStalks bring, space that you might otherwise not have, space that you might not have access to. I'll take a look at this. This is our Centennial sweet potato. We haven't done as well with Centennial this season. They haven't produced as much. They haven't been as big. But I tell you what, that's a pretty nice sized sweet potato. Just all around though, this is a sweet potato variety that has been a little bit less than what we would have liked to have seen. But it's a tasty variety nonetheless. And we're just getting into this tier.
Now, when we talk about ease of harvest, you saw how easy it was for me to just lift one tier off and move it over. And I'm just working my way through. I mean, this stuff, that's not difficult to harvest in too. So another benefit of that vertical gardening, we're not using our native soil. We're in here growing in an area that makes it easy to harvest just about anything, including these sweet potatoes.
I'm just gonna pull this one over here and see, just kind of shake it out and see what's growing in here. Oh, it looks like one of them broke off right here. Oh, let's see what's in here. Yeah, it broke off. Ooh, okay. You want to get that one? It's right there. Be gentle. Yeah, so we actually got some decent size. Well, one thing's clear. If they can only go 10 inches down, then they sort of spread out. Oh, you got more? They spread out and go in a sideways direction instead. So we have a good bit of space that they can grow in. Oh, you got a lot. This grouping right here, not a lot of big ones, but that's a pretty good amount of sweet potatoes coming out of here. A single tier, and I can tell you this is definitely already overperforming what we had from last season's harvest indoors. There are definitely more in here, and they seem to be nicer sized overall. Take a look at that, our first tier that we grew these sweet potatoes in. Oh, and I missed another one right there. I'm gonna have to go back through here and see if I missed any more. I see another one right here, but that's pretty great. That is a great start to this harvest. Now, I'm just gonna take this mix, and you see how much vermiculite is in here? This is a really, really loose mix. I'm gonna take this mix, put it right back into the tier where we got it from. Now I could definitely try to harvest from the top, but you see how tight everything is because of all the roots in here, that massive root structure. So it just makes more sense to flip it over and approach it that way. I'm gonna have my daughter lift this one up. Let's see. Ooh, I don't see the same presence on the bottom. What, is it in there?
Yeah.
All right, it's down inside the hole. All right, let's go ahead. Let's start together on, ooh, on the same side here. That's nice.
Oh.
You got a nice one there? All right, hold on, I'm coming around. Oh, that little old thing? That big old thing, look at this. Oh, that's nice. Okay, be careful. Be careful, because there might be other ones attached to it. Let's just pull this one off by, oh, yep, I'm right. Look at these. These are the Centennial. Don't they look nice?
Yeah.
Oh, look, look. They're just, that's a nice consistent size. Come on. And now all of a sudden, wait. Be careful, because we got to get it loosened up. Got to see it all pop out of here. Come on now. This is the third tier, because remember that top tier didn't have any sweet potatoes at all because we didn't plant them in the top tier. That second tier was technically our first sweet potato tier, and now we're down all the way to the middle. Look at this. Oh, my daughter's getting a little excited here. She's just pulling them out left and right. And well, no wonder. Look at the pile of sweet potatoes we've got already. Like a tier and a half in, and we're already getting a great harvest. Oh, careful. Okay, again, we got to loosen it up. You got another one there? What do you got? Oh, there's one on the top. You know, it's funny, that was hiding right below the surface, and there are a couple more. Hey, this is a fun, hidden, a fun harvest right here. Okay, here, let's get in here. This is great. This is excellent. Honestly, wasn't 100% sure how much to expect out of here, and we're doing just fine. We're doing better than just fine. These sweet potatoes look great.
Well, I can tell you we're enjoying this harvest so far, and if you are as well, you can also get your hands on one of these GreenStalks. Now, we are an affiliate for GreenStalk, and there's a link in the description to give you $10 off your order of $75 or more, and they now ship to Canada as well. So if you're interested in, I don't know, harvesting some vertical sweet potatoes, check out that link below.
We're not even done. Look, these aren't massive right here, but every single one of these is a good eaten sweet potato. Look at this. Like the two of us just going at these sweet potatoes, pulling them out of this tier left and right. Before I pull this tier out, take a look. We've got sweet potatoes sticking up all over the place in this one. This is tier number 4.
Now, one of the things we typically struggle with is our voles.
They certainly found their way into our other vertical gardens, our DIY vertical gardens, but I tell you what, and maybe I'm wrong with the bottom tier. This is the 4th tier, so we have one more tier left, but they don't seem to have overcome the GreenStalk. That is an additional bonus. All right, see if you can flip it. Oh, be careful, we don't want to get it on the other sweet potatoes. Try to flip it. You got it? Turn it over. Nice job. Nice little spider helping us out in the garden. Thank you, spider. Well, both of these look like they split some. Actually, this one looks almost like a potato, but it's all split up, which means these have to be eaten pretty quickly. But that's some nice size. Oh, you got some nice ones in here? Oh, I see. Hold on, let me turn a little bit more. Let's see if we can get to it. All right, you got in there. You're up. You're up. You always pull out these nice ones. That's beautiful. That's an excellent sweet potato. Oh, there's some more splitting. Now, we did wait. I said this already. We waited till a couple of pretty cold days happened, and so, you know, you can end up with some damage to the sweet potatoes themselves. But it looks like, for the most part, these are in pretty good shape. And again, oh, don't miss this one. We're getting some nice size out of here. There's another nice one. All right, hold on. Let me pull it around. I like this. We can just spin each tier. Ooh, look at that. The size of these. These are exceptional. Now imagine you're in a warmer growing zone. What kind of results do you think you could get out of this GreenStalk? Oh, this is fantastic. Look at this. Very simple harvest. This is nothing at all. Oh, there's another one. Nothing compared to the work we had to do with our clay in our native soil. Wow, our pile of sweet potatoes is just growing and growing. Well, I'm about to pull up our last tier right here. You can definitely see there's a nice sweet potato right here. But one thing I want to remind you about,
when you're growing in containers or vertical gardens like this, the plants themselves are more susceptible to the weather around them because they don't have the barrier or insulation of all that soil if they're grown in ground. So keep that in mind if you're trying to grow in one of these vertical gardens.
Oh, and I want to show you one more thing before I harvest that last tier. This is the base that we created. Just a simple base to level off this tower.
For stability's sake, you want to make sure your GreenStalk is nice and level, especially as you're watering, etc. And so that's just what we did. We took a couple of bricks, made sure it was nice and level, and this is actually going to stay out here all winter long. As you can see, I was reassembling our GreenStalk. We're going to put those tiers right back out here. You know, you can leave it out all winter long. It's built tough. It's got a 5-year warranty anyway. And so we haven't had a problem leaving ours outdoors in the winter weather here in Zone 5, Wisconsin. And the results that we just got, I mean, that is a reassuring harvest for sure. We've now successfully grown spinach, kale, Swiss chard, summer squash. We've grown potatoes, we've grown sweet potatoes, we've grown peppers and eggplants, all of that in our GreenStalk. But truthfully, this is one of the ones I am most excited about because it creates just another space for us to get even more sweet potatoes. Well, we hope you enjoyed this harvest. If you don't have a GreenStalk, you should definitely check one out. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to give us a like, leave us a comment, remember to share and subscribe, and most importantly, remember, when you're with us, you are good to grow.